Shalom. Let's check the feed. Shalom, shalom. All right, there we go. Good to go.
I hope someone finds this. The event wasn't just one thing. It was a slow creep. No one said or did anything to stop them. It's our memory they want to wipe out.
This year, 72% of the world is under authoritarian rule.
We're now in a democratic recession, and it's endemic in Europe, in the United States, India, the Philippines.
Minorities silenced, dissenters arrested, social media cooperative.
We are worth more when we are addicted, polarized, and disinformed than if we are living, breathing, free citizens.
Where in New San Francisco have you visited?
If you don't have facts, you can't have truth. Without truth, you can't have trust.
We have faced wars and famines and genocides, but this is bigger than any of that.
It's too late for me. It may not be too late for you.
This is the world to come. All right. I want to play this again, and then we'll get into it. Let's play it one more time. Bear with me.
I hope someone finds this. The event wasn't just one thing. It was a slow creep. No one said or did anything to stop them. It's our memory they want to wipe out.
This year, 72% of the world is under authoritarian rule.
We're now in a democratic recession, and it's endemic in Europe, in the United States, India, the Philippines.
Minorities silenced, dissenters arrested, social media cooperative.
We are worth more when we are addicted, polarized, and disinformed than if we are living, breathing, free citizens.
Where in New San Francisco have you visited?
If you don't have facts, you can't have truth. Without truth, you can't have trust.
We have faced wars and famines and genocides, but this is bigger than any of that.
It's too late for me. It may not be too late for you.
All right, shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who taught me this truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. I'm back with another quick lesson through the Holy Spirit of Rakakwadash. And like I said, this is the world to come. And if you haven't seen this movie, I highly advise you to go check it out. All right, 2073. I saw it last month. It was a real good movie, and it's giving us it gives you a glimpse of what's getting ready to happen. All right, pretty much as you see here on the screen, 2073 37 years after the event. All right. So some type of event in the movie, some type of event took place that pretty much, destroyed and collapsed the global economy, and the whole world turned into an authoritarian, how you say that word, authoritarian dystopia. Okay. So you had pretty much right here in the middle, this building right here, this was the Palantir building. And when you watch it, you clearly see they modeled the building after the Tower of Babel, because that's exactly what it looked like. All right. And the building went up to the heavens. And at the top, okay, you had the elite. They were at the top, sitting there and enjoying the fruits of their labor, so to speak. So it's a real wild movie, man. But they showed you the world was under a surveillance state, basically a police state, martial law. You had people living underground, all right, to flee from the world police, all right, and you had Palantir was watching everything. That was the new global system that was set up, all right. So it was basically a militarized police state that was controlling the earth, and that's that authoritarian dystopia, all right, which is already here. No, I had a few things that I wanted to just bring out briefly here, just to kind of make the point, right? But this, like I said, this is a good movie, so if you haven't seen it, go check it out. All right. So anyway, I want to read this here. So it says authoritarianism often leads to dystopian societies where individual freedoms are suppressed and the government maintains strict control over many aspects of life. All right. So it pretty much, when you watch the movie, it was hell on earth, man. All right. People didn't have access to resources or nothing. All right. They were basically, trying to stay away from the world police or whatever they were called. All right. The martial law, the police, everything was surveilled, tracked. All right. It says, again, it says authoritarianism often leads to dystopian societies where individual freedoms are suppressed and the government maintains strict control over many aspects of life. In these settings, propaganda, surveillance, and fear are commonly used to maintain power and limit dissent. Right? Let's see if there's any more here. Bear with me. So it says, understanding authoritarianism in dystopian context. Definition of authoritarianism. Authoritarianism is a political system characterized by limited political pluralism, restrictions on political parties and civil liberties, centralized power, strong control by a single leader or party, suppression of dissent, minimal political mobilization, and repression of how you say that word? Repression of opposition. It says vague executive powers, often shifting powers that extend the authority of the regime. A little bit more. It says dystopian themes in authoritarianism. Dystopian narratives often explode the consequences of authoritarianism through various themes: control and surveillance. It says, I keep beating that word up, Slovakia. It says authoritarian regimes maintain power through corrosion, and constant monitoring of citizens, right? Propaganda, manipulation of information to shape public perception and suppress independent thought. Cult of personality. Charismatic leaders are often portrayed as saviors, reinforcing their power through a godlike image. Social inequality. Authoritarianism systems exploit class divisions to maintain control and prevent unity among the populace, all right? And then they give you the movies of examples that showed that, right? But the point here, again, the the authoritarian dystopia is already here. All right, so a couple of articles that I had lined up. Right, this came out earlier today. Let me pull it up. This is from Reason.com. It says ICE is mounting a mass surveillance campaign on American citizens. See? So this stuff that they were showing in the movie again, right? Just going back, a lot of this shit is already here, man. All right. And we're one event away from everything going to hell. All right. Because like I said in the movie, they didn't show the event of what took place, but whatever that event was, pretty much brought the world to a total collapse. Right. So anyway, back to the point. Again, ICE is mounting a mass surveillance campaign on American citizens. It says, without strict oversight, the agency's new technology threatens Americans' free speech and privacy. Right? Welcome to the beast. All right, this man's new world order. Right? That's the picture I should have used in the thumbnail. All right, that's a bad picture right there. But anyway, it says, while a federal judge scrutinizes the constitutionality of tactics used by federal immigration authorities during ongoing protests in Chicago, these same agencies are quietly amassing behind-the-scenes surveillance technology. Originally slated to target undocumented immigrants, the technology is now being used to investigate protesters of President Donald Trump's mass deportation campaign. So it's the same thing they did during the C-19. All right, when they had all that surveillance set up, you know, to monitor those that were protesting against it. It's the same thing that's going on with the No Kings and people that's protesting against Trump. It's all a snare. All right, so this technology that they have, again, the Palantir, what's the other one called? The Gideon. All right, it's all set up to track and monitor American people. So we've been warning you about this, that the whole immigration crisis and all of that stuff that was going on, that was just a smoke screen. All right, for them to bring this stuff in. Right, but it says originally slated to target undocumented immigrants, the technology is now being used to investigate protesters of President Donald Trump's mass deportation campaign. Backed by the funding of the One Big Beautiful Bill Act passed in July, Immigration Customs Enforcement, ICE, has entered into contracts with companies to provide surveillance capabilities like facial recognition algorithms, an iris scanning identification app, controversial spyware on smartphones, and a real-time smartphone location and social media tracking system. Right? It says in September alone, ICE racked up $1.4 billion in the new surveillance technology contracts, the highest in at least 18 years, according to the Washington Post. Right? I just want to read this real quick. Let me click this link. Bear with me. Let's see what it goes into. All right. It says ICE to buy a tool that tracks locations of hundreds of millions of phones every day. All right. So they have this technology. All right. This is not a secret. All right. This is that authoritarian dystopia, which is already here. This is the point. All right, we're not going to read that. All right, but we get it. Let's go back. Okay. Finishing off the read here. It says these contracts are in addition to any privately owned surveillance networks to which ICE has access. Flock Safety, for example, has allowed ICE to access over 80,000 of its AI-powered license plate reader cameras installed nationwide, according to 404 Media. The expansive and growing mass surveillance camera network captures the license plate number, make, model, and any distinctive features of all passing vehicles, making it possible to track cars and by extension, drivers, often without a warrant. All right. So again, this technology is like unto to Esau's left-handed angels. All right, that see everything, that know everything. Right. This is the world that we're in right now. Right. Let's see if there's any more. Okay. Bear with me. My computer's lagging a little bit. Bear with me. Where were we at? Yeah, let's read this last paragraph or two, and then we'll grab scripts. Right. So it says, although ICE has sold its surveillance campaign as necessary to locating and deporting undocumented immigrations, the Trump administration has signaled that the technologies will also be used on American citizens. See? In September, Trump signed an executive order designating Antifa a domestic terrorist organization and signaled that federal agencies, including ICE, should devote resources to investigating the network. Todd M. Lyons, acting director of ICE, told Glenn Beck during an interview shortly after the executive order was signed that the agency would, quote, track the money, quote, ringleaders and professional agitators who are, quote, being brought in from outside the Chicago area to protest against immigration enforcement. But whether from Chicago or elsewhere, protester or, quote, domestic terrorists, constitutional rights and limitations still apply, although adherence by federal agency is being questioned. Let's jump down. Yeah, it says, we'll finish these last two and then we'll go on. But it says, critics of mass surveillance have long warned that intrusive technologies could be used to violate Americans' privacy rights. Quote, we don't know if law enforcement or ICE are getting search warrants to deploy this spyware. Maria Villegas Bravo, counsel for the Electronic Privacy Information Center, told the Post, quote, it's also a First Amendment issue because your phone contains all your communications, all your expressions. It has your contact list. It has your social media. Any political organizing people do, she continued, is typically on social media now or over the phone. The expansion of tracking and surveillance technology deployed by ICE coincides with the Trump administration's crackdown on services used by the public to share information about federal immigration enforcement. Since early October, the Justice Department has successfully pressured social media platforms, including Meta, Apple, and Google, to remove online groups and apps that share where ICE and other immigration agents have been cited. Although private companies are not governed by the First Amendment and are free to set their own rules about acceptable speech, it is extremely concerning that the federal government would use its power and influence to blatantly interfere with Americans' otherwise protected free speech. And this is what we told y'all, man. All your so-called rights, okay, your constitutional rights, freedom of speech, okay, all of that shit is getting thrown out of the window. All right, this guy, this DJ Trump is a dictator, man, and he's pushing that. He's with the forwarding of that of this beast system. Okay, again, the dystopia is already here, man. Right? This is Micah. This is Micah chapter 2. All right, woe to the oppressors. Micah 2:1. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds when the morning is light. They practice it because it is in the power of their hand. All right. So Esau, he is in the power seat, man. Okay. They have the power to push these things. The world is headed towards a complete surveillance state. Everything that you do, everything that you say, everything that you post, okay, it's all being documented. It's all being recorded. Your whereabouts, where you travel, what you like to do. Okay, everything is being recorded. Okay, he has the power to do so, right? So this is what's going on right now, and I want to make another point as well. All right, before we play the little clip that I had saved. Let's go through this real quick. All right. And we'll finish this off as well. This is Micah 2:2. It says, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. And see, what's coming upon the world is a digital oppression, okay, by the way of this beast system that's being established. All right, mass surveillance, everything's being tracked, the technology that was given to ICE. All right, remember that these agencies have, they have free will, man. Okay, they can do what they please. And this is what we're seeing right now, right? Real quick. This came out last month. It says ICE to gain access to Paragon spyware after Biden order dropped, right? We're going to look this up too, right? It says U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement is on track to gain access to spyware designed to hack phones and read private messages after the Trump administration reactivated an ICE contract for spyware from Paragon. The Paragon software has allegedly been used to target activists and journalists in Europe, and it is designed to hack into mobile phones and secretly record messages sent using encrypted apps such as Signal and WhatsApp. See that? So they're coming after everything. All right, and this is going to be used again to ultimately come after the prophets, man. All right. Those that believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Okay, those that's pushing the truth, right? It says the contract renewal gives ICE a powerful new spying tool in this crackdown on undocumented immigrants as it attempts to deliver on President Donald Trump's promise to carry out the largest mass deportation in U.S. history. Check that out, man. Right? And let's play this clip and we'll grab some more scriptures. This lesson will be quick, straight to the point. I just want to show all of you that's tuning in these stories here, man. Because again, as we just saw from the opening trailer of 2073, all right, this world is pretty much already here, man. As we saw.
What if I told you that government agents are walking around with regular phones that can instantly tell them who you are just by taking your picture? This isn't a movie. This is real. And it's happening right now in America. Immigration agents now carry an app called Mobile Fortify that can scan your face or fingerprints and know who you are in seconds. They can do this anywhere, on the street, at your job, even at protests. The scary part? Most Americans have no idea this exists. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how this works and why everyone should be worried about it. Let me explain Mobile Fortify in simple terms. It's like having a super-powered ID scanner in your phone. Here's how it works. An ICE agent points their phone camera at someone and takes a picture of their face or fingerprints. The app then searches huge government databases to find out who that person is. Within seconds, the agent knows if you've ever traveled outside the U.S., been arrested, or had any contact with immigration. All from just pointing a phone at you. This app was secretly given to thousands of ICE agents across the entire country. They didn't announce it. They didn't ask permission. We only found out because someone leaked internal emails. Think about that. The government gave agents a tool to instantly identify anyone, and they kept it completely secret from the public. Before, agents needed special fingerprint machines or had to bring people to a police station to identify them. Now they can do it anywhere with just their phone. At a traffic stop, outside your house, or even while you're walking down the street. To understand why this is so powerful, you need to know what databases this app searches. First, it searches photos from when people enter or leave the United States. If you've traveled internationally in recent years, your photo is probably in this database. Second, It searches a fingerprint database with records on over 320 million people. That's almost everyone in America, plus millions of visitors and immigrants. Here's the problem. This information wasn't collected to spy on people walking around America. It was collected when people legally crossed borders or applied for visas. Now the government is using that same data to identify people on American streets. It's like if the DMV started using your driver's license photo to track you everywhere you go. Because this runs on a regular phone with internet, agents can access all this information anywhere. In your neighborhood, at the mall, during a protest, anywhere they want. The government has turned every ICE agent's phone into a portable surveillance device that can identify almost anyone in America.
There you go. All right. So hey, we here, right? Now I want to grab I'm gonna grab this. The scripture say he should be as a leopard over the cities, right? Let's bring that out real quick. All right, this is Jeremiah 5:6. It says, wherefore a lion out of the forest shall slay them, and a wolf of the evening shall spoil them. A leopard shall watch over their cities. All right, and Esau is that leopard. A leopard shall watch over their cities. Everyone that goeth out thence shall be torn in pieces, because their transgressions are many, and their backslidings are increased. All right, and I brought this up before. Just going back to the chat here. All right, bear with me. Yep. So going to the breakdown, the lion out of the forest shall slay them. The lion represents a strong conquering enemy. Often Babylon, Assyria, or other nations, the Most High used this judgment. The lion is symbolic of a raw, destructive force. A wolf of the evening shall spoil them. Wolves hunt at dusk and night, catching prey off guard. This symbolizes enemies who attack suddenly, ravenously, and with no mercy. It says, a leopard shall watch over their cities. A leopard is fast and stealthy, known for waiting patiently before pouncing. This indicates that their enemies will surround, watch, and ambush their cities, leaving no escape. And that's pretty much what they showed you, right? And what's happening now? This is what they showed you in the intro here. All right. Everything, let me go to it. Everything was on lock, right? They had the drones. You see, got the drones over the city. Okay, everything was on lockdown, right? People were hiding underground, right? This was the world to come, right? So we're already in it. So, like I said, I keep reiterating the point, but hey, whatever event is coming is going to change the course of the planet, man. Okay, this is what Esau's trying to bring in. All right. Let's see if there's any more. Reading that part again. It says, this indicates their enemies will surround, watch, and ambush their cities, leaving no escape. Okay. Everyone that goeth out thence shall be torn to pieces. Anyone who tries to leave or flee will fall into destruction. There is no safety outside the city walls either, because their transgressions are many, their backslidings are increased. The reason for this judgment is Israel's sin. They continually broke God's covenant, turned to idolatry, and refused repentance, right? So there you go, man. Let's go to this too. All right. Just more dealing with more of the surveillance and the tracking and monitoring, right? Let's go to it's like I got a lot of tabs here. Let's go to, yeah, here we go. So this came out back in September as well. All right. It says exclusive. U.S. warns hidden radios may be embedded in solar-powered highway infrastructure. Right? It says U.S. officials say solar-powered highway infrastructure, including chargers, roadside weather stations, and traffic cameras, should be scanned for the presence of rogue devices such as hidden radios secreted inside batteries and inverters. It says the advisory decimated late last month by the U.S. Department of Transportation's Federal Highway Administration comes amid escalating government action over the presence of Chinese technology in America's transportation infrastructure. Yeah, so this same system, all right, this same beast system was first implemented in China. And pretty much America adopted that same system, which is here now, right? Because remember when Trump, when he spent the what was it, the $500 billion to get the Stargate going and this whole, AI infrastructure, this is all part of that, man, right? It says the 4-page security note, a copy of which reviewed by Reuters said that the undocumented cellular radios have been discovered in, quote, in certain foreign manufactured power inverters and BMS, referring to battery management systems, right? Matter of fact, let me go here. I had something else pulled up. Let me add on to this. So I pulled this up on the search engine as well. All right, bear with me. Here we go. Right, so it says the U.S. government has issued a warning that solar power highway infrastructure, such as electric vehicle chargers and traffic cameras, may contain hidden radios that could pose security risk. These undocumented devices, often found in foreign manufactured equipment, could potentially be exploited for tampering with critical transportation systems. Right? Here's the security risk, right? So it says the primary risks associated with these hidden radios include remote tampering. Unauthorized access could allow for manipulation of the equipment. Data theft, sensitive information could be intercepted, sabotaged. Malicious actors could disrupt critical infrastructure, posing risk to public safety, right? So anything can happen by them, tapping in and, corrupting this technology that they have here on the highway, all right? They can listen to your phone calls. They can tap into your phone, right? This is all part of that, man. Many of the affected devices are manufactured in China, which has raised concerns about cybersecurity and foreign technology in U.S. infrastructure. The U.S. government is particularly vigilant about potential espionage and sabotage linked to these technologies, all right? You can go into some more into it, man, but that I'm just making the point that we're already in this dystopia, man. All right. This authoritarian society is the point, right? This is Salaki, let me grab this too. I was just reading some stuff in the chat and we'll wrap this up. So I had to give me scriptures on this authoritarian dystopia. And number one here, it says centralized global control, one world power / beast system. And it gave me Revelation 13, 16, and 17, going into the mark of the beast, the chip, the charagma. It says, meaning this portrays an authoritarian global system controlling people economically and socially through identification and obedience, mirroring modern fears of surveillance states or digital control systems. All right. So, hey, everything is leading to that one world order, which we're already here, man. All right. Let's see if there's any more. Daniel 7, 23 through 25. The fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse from all the kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and it shall tread it down and break it in pieces. All right, and it goes into, matter of fact, let's pull it up. Going into America. Bear with me. All right. I just want to go to the read real quick. Excuse me. All right, let's go to Daniel 7 and 23, which reads, it says, thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth, and it shall be diverse from all kingdoms, it shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it into pieces. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom, and the 10 horns out of this kingdom are the 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall rise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. And this is going into America, man. All right. But the point is, we were reading here right? Let's go back. It says, meaning this speaks of an empire with global reach that crushes opposition, symbolic of an end-time totalitarian, I know I'm pronouncing that wrong, totalitarian regime, all right? Oppression, loss of freedom, Isaiah 10:1-2, all right? Meaning condemnation of corrupt rulers who use laws to oppress rather than protect, a legalistic tyranny cloaked in legitimacy, all right? And that's the point, man. So, you know, I just wanted to stress that, look, we're here, all right? You know, ICE has the technology, the equipment to spy on Americans, to track you, to listen to your phone calls, to read your text messages, to hack your phone. All right, this is the world that we live in now, man. You know, let's play a little bit more and we'll wrap this up. Not to be all over the place, but I just wanted to put this out there, man. But again, right, go check this movie out. Go watch it tonight. All right, it's a good movie, a very good movie. All right. Anyway.
Here's the problem. This information wasn't collected to spy on people walking around America. It was collected when people legally crossed borders or applied for visas. Now the government is using that same data to identify people on American streets. It's like if the DMV started using your driver's license photo to track you everywhere you go. Because this runs on a regular phone with internet, agents can access all this information anywhere. In your neighborhood, at the mall, during a protest, anywhere they want. The government has turned every ICE agent's phone into a portable surveillance device that can identify almost anyone in America. Here's where things get really concerning. Nobody knows if this is actually legal. There are no laws that specifically say the government can or can't use facial recognition apps like this. Congress has never voted on whether ICE should be able to scan people's faces on the street. The Constitution says the government can't search you without a good reason. But when an agent points their phone at you and scans your face, is that a search? Most lawyers think it is, but courts haven't decided yet. The government can definitely take your photo when you cross the border. That's allowed. But using those same photos to identify you when you're just walking around your own neighborhood? That's a totally different situation. Right now, ICE is operating in what lawyers call a gray zone. They're doing something that might be illegal, but nobody has stopped them yet because the laws haven't caught up to the technology. There's another big problem. Facial recognition makes mistakes all the time. It's especially bad at identifying people with darker skin. So innocent people could get arrested because a computer made an error.
You know that's going to happen. All right, it's already happening.
But there are no rules about what happens when the app gets it wrong. No way for people to challenge mistakes. No protection for people who get falsely identified. Here's why this affects everyone, not just immigrants. The ACLU calls this technology notoriously unreliable and says it has already led to wrongful arrests across the country.
Right. So anyway, you get it. Okay, we're here. All right. So, hey, for this quick lesson was edifying. And shalom to the next one. Shalom.